Alright, I need to clean the bottom up. But this is the same process that I use to make a pan this size. But this one pretty much takes a good 4 or 5 hours just to get the pan where I want it. Working on heating the bottom and trying to keep the sides a little bit cool. Just seriously go into frying pan business, then I would look at getting several blocks of round stock, certain sizes, and start standardizing things. But I don't make enough of them often enough to me to make it worth the investment of having all these blocks of steel floating around my shop to trip over all the time. I better stop messing with the bottom on this one right now. It's sitting flat. It's relatively flat and smooth inside. It's time to stop. I'll work on the sides in a minute. I have another one of these that might be a little bit deeper, more like this pan, but the basis for this pan historically is there was a book written by a man by the name of Madison Grant called The Kentucky Hunting Pouch. And I don't remember when it was written. It may have been the 20s or 30s. But at the back of his book, he has a picture of one of these. And he says it was carried by an American rifleman during the Revolution. If that indeed can be substantiated as being actual fact, we know one of these sorts of things existed. And then I beg the question, okay, one existed. Does that mean we should make 50,000 of them? Because, you know, typically a soldier didn't have something like this. He was lucky to have a wooden bowl, a tin cup, and a spoon. Rifleman's another story. They're bringing stuff from home. But again, their stuff was as lightweight as possible because they had to carry it all the time, which is the reason why I was saying last night in the slideshow, all this big iron stuff in the camps is most of the time absolutely wrong. Yeah, we can make a good buck off making all that stuff, but historically speaking, they didn't travel with a whole lot. If you have to carry it on your back or put wear and tear on your animal to carry it, you think twice about how heavy stuff you use. All right, the cupping's not too bad on this one. The side needs dressed up, but I don't know how many of you want to see this before I finish it. I can pass it around really quickly. I got a little bit of a flat spot there. But here I'm ready to work the sides. So this might work.
I assume that you work at cold now?
Yes, I'm working at cold from here, the pan. This vise might work. We'll give it a try, see what happens. I got my pants, I'm good. Thanks. Okay. I typically do this size pan on a vise at home too. The larger pans like that one, I use that block round stock steel that I mentioned. Try to stand so you can see what's happening. I don't know if you can or not. You know what, this might be 16 gauge instead of 14 gauge. I know that pan was started out of 14 gauge.
You're just making it smooth.
Yeah, I'm flattening it out. This is cupped here. So what I'm doing is straightening this.
Oh, okay.
As well as smoothing it. Yeah, it's a little rough, but do you see the cupping?
Yes.
You're just I'm straightening it.
Okay.
All right.
I was just saying that.
You just want it flared.
I want the sides straight. Yeah, and flared. I don't want them cupped.
I would think as a cook you would want it cupped so you could get that spatula down.
Oh, blacksmiths don't care.
Most of my customers want them straight-sided.
Okay.
Because they're contrary to what you were saying. They feel that they can get the spatula in better than if it's cupped.
Okay.
You can at least scrape an edge of the spatula around the edge of the
That's
pan
true.
and it's straight. So it's not even size of it.
If I were cooking and getting really fancy about flipping things and doing that sort of routine, I'd want it cupped. But
Yeah,
I don't do that kind of cooking, and
most of your omelet pans are cupped.
I can't afford me anyway, so. The vise I use at home for this is lower and is really, really nice. This height is, if I were to do a lot of these, it's really wear on me. Almost there. close enough for you to get the idea. The other thing that I will tell you is this is the style handle that's shown in that book, and I see a lot of other people making this with a rounded handle, which I wouldn't like to risk holding it with a rounded handle. So, anyways, I would spend a little bit more time on it at home, smoothing out. I can feel some things in the corners I don't like, but you get the idea. That's the process of going through and getting the frying pan. If I have a problem with my edges, that I'll trim it onto Beverly. And even to smooth up the round bottom pans, a lot of times I'll do what I'm doing right now, is I'll use the dome part on the anvil face, and I can hear it and feel it. A number of years ago, when I was at a show, a guy that does armor work saw a couple of these, and we got to sharing some shop tips. And he said one of the things that really helps in doing some of this work is having both really good earplugs and earmuffs, because it can get pretty noisy. So, here, pass this around. What I'm going to do is a simpler handle that's going to be more like one of these, a basic straight handle that's hopefully not too long. You want to be able to use it, but if it's too long, this pan's going to tip, which is one of the reasons why I'll also sometimes use the heavier material on these pans, so I can put a little bit longer handle on them that won't tip. I just don't think I have the time for this stuff to pull off the wrapped up and welded handle. I can probably rough in the other part of it for you. On that handle, I normally use 1/8 by 1 material for both, or on this one that Phil has. I normally use 1/8 by 1 for that handle for both parts.